Now, in case you didn't know, Baro will be turning up on the 6th of July with his special Tennocon 2019 relay. In this, he will be bringing absolutely everything he has brought up until now, and it will all be available at once. So Digital Extreme have sponsored me to do a top 10 items to buy from Baro's Tennocon relay. You can only access this if you've picked up the Tennocon digital ticket. If you haven't, you won't be able to access this when he comes, but if you want to, then link is in the description below for a link on how to pick this ticket up. It's for this list, before I actually get into it, there is one condition I kind of threw on myself for this, and that was I'm not going to include the event-based weapons that, well, when it comes to things like the Ignis Wraith, you can usually get that from the trading chat. Much easier to do it that way than get it from Baro, and if you don't have these are always worth picking up anyway, because it's one of the only places to get things like the Supra Vandal or the Quanta Vandal or the Viper Wraith. Same goes for the dual status mods, the elemental damage and status chance of all types. If you don't have them, you should always pick them up if you can whenever he brings them. Otherwise, they're just not worth putting on this list, because these are one of those, if he brings it, you should get it. So jumping straight into this, at number 10 is the Prisma Ricotta. Yes, it doesn't have an insane amount of damage, but it has 120 magazine with a 21.67 fire rate and a 21% status chance, and it's no twin Ricotta, but the Prisma Ricotta had to make it on this list somewhere. Coming in at number 9 has to be Primed Animal Instinct, the plus 55% loot radar with a plus 33% enemy radar. This thing, it does the same thing as two mods because it was a nightmare mod, and being a nightmare mod, it was really useful. If you don't want to max this thing, however, even where mine is, it is still better than the normal version, and it doesn't cost you that extra 1.5 million credits and 30,000 endo to actually max this thing. So even unmaxed, this thing, it's still worth picking up. Coming in at number 8, another Prisma weapon. I was torn between this and the Angstrom, but honestly, the Prisma Twin Gremlins are just way more fun to use because they pin enemies to walls. It has a 23% status chance, a 70 magazine, 8.83 fire rate. It doesn't have a lot of damage, but these things, they're just more fun to use than the Angstrom is. The Angstrom is still worth picking up as well as this, but this, on the fun factor, this had to beat it, just hands down. Much further down this list than you would think, at number 7 is Primed Pressure Point, plus 165% melee damage. It makes no difference what melee weapon you are running. If it has a V polarity, it's a must for any Tenno really. Coming in at number 6, Prisma Shade. This simply comes down to the fact that Shade is ridiculously useful for stealthiness, and it has 25 more armor, twice the shields, and does come with the Prisma Burst Laser, which just does way more damage than the standard Burst Laser does. At number 5, one of the other essential Prime mods is Primed Target Cracker, because once you max this thing all the way to max, it will give you 110% extra crit damage for secondaries. As you could probably guess, coming in at number 4 is Primed Pistol Gambit, plus 187% crit chance. Well, it kind of goes really well with number 5 here, though I think I might actually finally get round to maxing that, because these two mods, if you're going to pick up one, you may as well pick up both. They go really well together. Coming in at number 3, it had to be another Prisma weapon. We've had the Ricotta, the Twin Gremlins, obviously it had to be a melee one, so the Prisma Obex. I know that a lot of people may do this in a different way, but the Obex was just so good because of its 1.33 attack speed, 30% status. Again, none of these Prisma weapons really do a lot of damage, but the Prisma Obex makes up for it with attack speed a lot. Coming in at number 2, primed continuity. This thing, really, if you're going to try and make any Warframe have any kind of duration, primed continuity will help so much. It is just ridiculous how useful primed continuity is, and if he ever brings it and you don't have it, you should always pick this up. It's one of the essential mods that you need for your Warframe. Before we do get at number 1, let's have an honourable mention for the beacons. If you are after the Brack, the Detron, Hate, Despair, War, Dread, these are definitely going to be a lifesaver, because getting the Stalker to spawn, Gustag 3 to spawn, or Zanuga to spawn at will is very underrated. But as expected, coming in at number 1 has got to be Primed Flow, plus 275% energy max. The normal one is 150% energy max, and as you can see from Nova here, it takes her from 263 to 525 with the normal one in. Throw this in, 744 energy. Which means that using all of those abilities that Warframes, well, they don't need to survive, but it makes the game way more fun, means that you can cast more abilities and have more energy, and really this and continuity I battled with as to which one should actually be number 1, but it's just Primed Flow makes such a huge difference, going from 150 energy max to 275 is it almost doubles it. It doesn't quite get there, but it almost gets there, making it, if you don't have Primed Flow, this has to be number 1 of anything that you get. This and continuity, they are more essential than anything else he brings. Of course, everything that he is going to bring for his Tennocon 2019 special relay will be available outside of that, but if you do want them sooner rather than later, he will be bringing absolutely everything else as well. If you, again, link in the description, because you will need the digital ticket to gain access to it. And, well, we'll leave this off here. What did you think of my list in the comment section below? What order would you put them in? Because I would change a few things, but not a lot. And I know a lot of people will disagree with this because there was no Grinlock on here, but we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous next time.